Hey heathens, it's Gundidi, and this week we got something really cool. This is the new Smith&Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, but this one has a little red dot on top. This thing's a really neat little option for you from Smith&Wesson. Now, let's go over the specs of the gun first, and then we'll touch into this little red dot. Of course, I have done videos on the Bodyguard 2.0 in the past, but if you haven't seen them before, we're going to start from the nose, work our way to the rear, see what you guys think. Starting at the front, we have a 2.75 inch barrel. This is a very small platform, very similar to the Ruger LCP Max. We have a night sight, front sight on top. Really nice, deep slide serration, something that you can get your hands on and rack that slide very well. Moving on down, we have a polymer frame that is very, very small. How they got as many rounds in this is black magic in my opinion, but we'll get to that here in a second. Moving on here, we have a nice textured memory pad here, something to put your thumb on when you are in your firing position, and somewhere to remember where to put your finger when you are not firing the gun. Very nice, right? Moving on down, we have a flat face trigger. Let's go ahead and show you that trigger. Of course, she is empty. It is a nice flat face trigger. There's a little staging to get to a kind of a wall. There's a little bit of like squishiness right here. And then a break. Let's go ahead and see the reset on this guy. That is a false reset. There's your actual reset. And then you have to take it back to the actual wall and then break. So just to show you that false reset one more time. You hear that? You can't really feel it, but you can hear it. That's not the actual reset. There's the actual reset. Just so you guys are aware if you get one of these for yourself. Moving on across, this one does have the thumb safety on it. They sell them with or without the thumb safety, so that's up to you what you want. Down on the bottom here, we have a really nice grip texture that is aggressive on the front and back strap and very minuscule on the side strap. So something very comfortable and easy to hold on to. Get a nice high beaver tail so you can get really high on that pistol, especially on these micro guns. Keeping control of that muzzle flip is very necessary. And then we go to the magazines. This is where the craziness starts. These are 10 round flush fit mags or 12 round extended mags. That is insane in a gun that is about the size of my hand. That is outrageous. But what makes this one different than all the other Bodyguard 2.0s is this one comes with the Viridian RFX1 red dot sight. Well, green dot sight. It is a 3 MOA green dot, and it's a very small little green dot. As you can see, very, very tiny. Here's my index finger to kind of show you the difference in size. They're about the same size as the pad of my finger. That is insane how small that is. But you actually get a decent little sight picture. Not bad. This is really cool. The Viridian is a 3 MOA dot. It has a automatic on feature. They call it a ready to shoot feature or something like that. Basically, the gun, the red dot, if it's sitting still, will turn off. And then once you move the gun, like pick it up off your counter or out of your pocket or whatever, then that turns on. And it's got a 30,000 hour battery life on there. The negative side is, if you do have to change the battery out on this guy, you do have to take the optic off because the battery compartment is up underneath. That is one way how they made it so small. That is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. How these mount, though, is kind of interesting. It's very similar to the LCP Max, where they remove the rear sight and a little plate system goes in place of the rear sight, and then this screws right into that plate system. I do like that with the LCP and with the Bodyguard, Viridian actually matched up the the slide serrations there, so it just kind of gives it a more uniform look. Looks like it was designed specifically for this gun, because it was. This is a very neat little setup. Definitely something cool to check out. If you ever get a chance, check out the Bodyguard 2.0 with the Viridian green dot. If you have a 2.0 and you want to get one of these, they do sell them separately. They're about 229 bucks. And you can mount it yourself. It's not that hard to do. But definitely something cool to check out. If you ever get a chance, check out the Bodyguard 2.0 with the Viridian RFX1 red dot on top.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a